for me, the most important is doing something and not waiting. I try to integrate, to participate, and to try to change the image of what is Quinta da Fonte. Talk with different people, having some different ideas, listening something different. It's really important for those youth people and adults also. This is one of the biggest advantage of this project.
Welcome to EM CONVERSA, a podcast of the curatorial art and research collective Maizuno. Today's episode is part of the Play the Ground conversations. Although this time we are not talking with an artist, but with our local mediator, Laurent Mendy, who already was the contact point for 2 summers between the community of Quinta da Fonte and the artists in residency. In this episode, we are talking about the neighborhood's history, including how it was formed when people were relocated from other areas in Lisbon to build the Expo 98 site, but also about the strong sense of belonging within the community and how projects like the residency program can become a chance to change the outsider's perception of the neighborhood. But before I go too far into it, it's probably best to hear from Laurent himself.
Okay. First of all, thank you for the invitation. It's a pleasure being here with you, and we already know each other from different moments of this nice project of Maizuno. So my name is Laurent Mendy. I'm 34 years old, and I'm a youth worker and also a personal trainer now, as I told you before we start officially. So for a long time I have been working with kids and youth people and so adults. So it's what I have been doing on working on integration and integration of migrants and local people, and also Roma community and other communities from other countries. It's what I have been doing, and then this is Laurent.
Nice. And how did you come in contact with Maizuno?
Okay, Maizuno, at the first time when I was working in the project in Quinta da Fonte, Apelação, where I work and already lived. I was working in the project that is Escolhas para a Vida, choices for our life, something like that in English. And it's the project from Programa Escolhas, which is the government project. When they started to receive the volunteers, talking about the project that is Maizuno, which is the resident artist coming to Quinta da Fonte, Apelação. So IMRT, which is the Associação para a Mudança e Representação Transcultural, which is an association that is making the management of the project where I was working. So they told me that there were some resident artists in Apelação, and as you know better the neighborhood and you know the history behind, would you like to make a guided tour and then put them like more comfortable so they can do them work. At the first time I said, okay, it's fine. I used to do this kind of mentorship programs, so it's fine for me. So I do it for free for them during some months. And after that, the contact really started, and then it was a really nice moment. And after that, here we are now with this second time or edition.
Okay, and you already said that you live in Quinta da Fonte. We've talked about the neighborhood in several podcasts with artists, so we have a bit of an outside perspective on the neighborhood, but can you speak about it from your own perspective of living there? What kind of neighborhood is it, and how is it to live there?
Okay, in my own perspective, Quinta da Fonte is a neighborhood that is not easy to talk about. but at the same time, it's easy. Why I can say that? Because most of the times you can see or listen people from in Portugal. Quinta da Fonte is something a neighborhood that is not well seen, if I can say like that, because Quinta da Fonte has a really strong and maybe dirty, if I can say like that, history behind. So we are talking about delinquents, about violation, sometimes murderies, and sometimes robberies. So this is the really background, dirty background of this neighborhood. So it's why it's most of the times when people talk about Quinta da Fonte, it's difficult to listen good things. But has, in my perspective, living there, have, like in everywhere, advantages and disadvantages. Okay, so like in term of disadvantages is this part what I was saying, that when you present yourself in some place, some different places, and you said you are from Quinta da Fonte, it's a kind of we call it rótulo. It's like
it's like a stigma.
Exactly,
Already, yeah.
exactly. The stigma that people have, and most of the times they make this mistake that putting all everybody together at the same box. Okay, this is a really big mistake. This is one of the disadvantages, and the advantage is living in Quinta da Fonte. In my opinion, make you strong. Most of the times mentally, because you lead and you live with different kind of situations, that you need to be strong, emotionally, mentally, and sometimes physically also. Okay, so it's for me it's like try to make a balance.
Yeah, totally. And maybe also what you described in the beginning, that is mostly the perspective that outsiders have. You know, they hear in the news maybe something happened there, but the maybe the more beautiful part that also some of the artists and residents talked about, like there really is a community feeling, and there it's a very lively neighborhood. Those are the things that you only experience if you are there. So yeah, I think it's really important to also have people like you sharing this experience and not only hearing the experience that you get out of a quick news report, because it's only one side of the medal. Maybe we can also go deeper into the history, because you gave us like a little bit
tour.
yeah, you gave us like a nice tour. Can you talk about the history of Quinta da Fonte a bit more?
Yeah. When I when I used to do the guided tour, as you already said, it's about making a little bit of coming from far away. We are talking about 97, between 97 and 98, where people who are living in Oriente, which is now Garde Oriente, where they make the exposition in 1998. So people were living there, and when Portugal as a country need to receive this exposition, every people from every world, they need to remove these people from there to the neighborhood, to one place. So they start to build the neighborhood, and those people were moved from this area to Quinta da Fonte, which was a farmer before, and some people also came from which is now near to the airport, Portela. Okay, all those people were mixed there, include also the Roma community and some local community also, if I can say, some local Portuguese people. So it's how the neighborhood Quinta da Fonte begin to be Quinta da Fonte, and in the first time it was difficult, because you had really his really dirty histories about the if I can say it like that, about the communities, because it wasn't so easy for them to be together once they didn't know each other. They was mixed. So it's one of the biggest maybe mistakes that the municipality made at this time, because they mix different people from different culture, from different origins, from they are different in almost every aspect. So it was a really difficult times, and then some things were going year after year, and it was making like how did I say it in English? It was making a kind of bubble, and one day something exploded. It was in 2008 when we had some problems between the African community and the Roma community, that everybody in Portugal's country wake up about this situation, that maybe if they think a little bit more before building and putting all those people together, try to understand which is the best way to put these people, or to separate and to take some of them with different people in different level of life, economically and
Culturally too.
and cultural, exactly. So after this shooting, it was a shooting. People using weapons from, I mean, war weapons. So it wasn't easy. And during some days, 2 days, normally it was really strong. And then the other days, you even heard some things. But then the police couldn't stop the situation. So the army had to come and stay there for camping for more than 1 week. So after that, people start, as in everywhere, we do things in the bad way, and then we learn without mistake, or sometimes no, but this time we learn. And then people start from every community. It was a leader that sit with the others, and then talking and trying to know, organizing some festivals, some workshops, some important meetings. So after that, people start to try to know each other, and until now, you don't have this kind of problems, because people know each other, and this is now one of the biggest advantages of Apelação, because we are a community and we know each other from different communities, and if you need something, you know that your neighborhood will I try to help you. Okay, so this is a little bit of Quinta da Fonte.
The history. Yeah, thank you for sharing that story.
You're welcome.
What do you think nowadays the everyday life feels like in Quinta da Fonte? Because you said at first these people were more displaced, like not voluntarily moving there, but now over time a community formed, and just in your or through your perspective, how would you describe like the everyday life of people in Quinta da Fonte?
Okay, good question. Because nowadays, the community that were removed from another place, everything changed. Some people came, now they have daughters, they have sons. Some people from those families, those people who just living, that were living as single, now they bring them wives, now they have wives, they have kids, they have families. So everything grow up, and now we had we call it in Portuguese sentimento de pertença. It's like when you have the feeling that the place is yours. Yes. I mean, you, okay? So this is what we have now. And we have also a really big community that normally people know each other and know if the person maybe didn't come on Monday at 12, to take the coffee, something is happening. So
Yeah.
they will go
They
there
really
and
know each other.
knock the door and say, "Oh, what is going? Are you sick or something like that?"
Yeah.
And they will try to help you. They will bring you some. Most of the times, some people used to bring you some traditional medicines with plants. Okay, so it's something really interesting in the neighborhood, and this is one of the common living now in Apelação. Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Maybe also because you were talking about this need for people to talk with each other and that it's like work, you know, if you are in a neighborhood with different cultures and different backgrounds, you have to do the work to become one as a community. Is that also why you started your work and also what this project for you is about a little bit at Maizuno?
Okay, we can say a little bit because as I in the beginning when I was explaining about Quinta da Fonte, about my perspective or opinion about living there, when I think about what is happening here, how people look to Quinta da Fonte, and when we are talking about Quinta da Fonte, we are not talking about the buildings, we are talking about people that lives here, there. So it was for me really important to not only say, okay, people look Quinta da Fonte like that, they talk Quinta da Fonte about this or that, but for me the most important is doing something and not waiting to those people who are at the same level all the time. So I try to integrate, to participate, and to try to change the image of what is Quinta da Fonte in my way. It's not maybe the best, but I already did, and I continue to do until now my best about bringing people, offering some guided tour for free, showing the neighborhood, showing people there that can make some project or can work with some other people, as we were doing in Maizuno with the artists. The guided tour that I was doing were working around the neighborhood, showing the neighborhood, telling the history behind the neighborhood, presenting people and trying to make connections. So it's worth thinking in that way. So this is one of the things that I do, and I really want to do it and to continue doing, because it's something for me that is important to change and show the real image of the neighborhood, and explain to people that it's not explaining only, but showing people with their own eyes, so they can walk around the neighborhood and to see that really something is different here. It's not only what we heard on the TVs or on the media. There is something here. Okay, so this is my perspective.
Especially like showing that there are people there, you know, because I feel like when there's only talk about media, and it's always just like very abstract, like you have the neighborhood, but you don't really think about the people that are living there, like the individuals and the community they form. But we were like also wondering what your perspective is on the projects the artists bring, like what kind of do you think are the like no, I'm searching for a word, I can't find it.
No, what does it bring to the neighborhood?
Yeah.
But maybe also what are the difficulties
obstacles
that can happen
Yeah.
during an artistic project in the neighborhood?
Okay, with the artists that I had the opportunity to make the work of mediation with them, trying to show them what is Quinta da Fonte, how Quinta da Fonte works, how people live in Quinta da Fonte and how they are. In generical way, the difficulties that we had is sometimes the lack of participation of people, or sometimes they can say, okay, I can remember and talk about Danai from Greece, that sometimes combined with some people, and Fenia of course, they combine with some people, and the guy or sometimes the girl said, okay, tomorrow I will be there, so we can make the activity, and then they completely forget about it. So it's one of the difficulties. People sometimes cannot make like they can book with you or combine with you something, and then they completely forget, because most of some people doesn't just have agenda. They just okay, we will talk. Okay, maybe. So they are one of the problems that we find on the on this kind of this project. I mean, My Zoom with the resident artists. So as I can remember, it's one of them.
Yeah, but it also makes sense. I mean, the whole project is called Informality as Resistance, so I think it's quite normal that in a more informal setting, maybe if you say tomorrow we meet, then it can happen, but it can also not happen. That's just normal, maybe more than if you have like a clear date and you make a contract and everything. It's just a different way of living in the neighborhood. As you said, also there are like, you have more this understanding of a routine during this time. This person normally is in the cafe, and then you don't need to have a meeting, because you know, like, okay, my neighbor normally is here. If she's not here, then I will go see if she's sick or anything is going on. So there are maybe different kind of rules to showing up and being there.
Yeah.
Yes, one of the difficulties also that were found was the question of as I can say it in English, when sometimes I forget the word.
You can
so
also say it in Portuguese.
No,
Then
I talk about when people are really when they combine with you and they don't, they are not on time. I mean, it's not only on time. They are not. They don't aparecer. They even don't come.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the one of the problem that I said, and I said also the question of. Okay, worry. I think we will cut this part because
That's fine.
the thing that I would like to say just go on my mind really fastly, but maybe I will remember in few seconds and then tell you.
Yeah, don't worry.
Okay.
Maybe also something that I think I would like to bring up is this issue of trust. So if a new person comes into the neighborhood, then of course, because especially in Quinta da Fonte and Apelação in general, maybe it's not normal that just random people walk in there. So you need to gain trust. And I think I can reflect to you that in all of the conversations with the artists, you are a very important point in giving that trust to the people, because if you stand next to one of the artists, then people know, okay, it's connected to Laurent, we know Laurent, and then I think that's a very important part in the beginning. So maybe that's one of the things as a local mediator that you can really bring to the project that is super important. Can you maybe reflect on how you gained this trust in the neighborhood? Because when we walked around with you,
It was different.
we always noticed like, everyone knows you, everyone has some kind of connection.
Yeah, it's true. A good question, because this is related to what I were trying to say before, which is people need at the first time when you arrive, when they don't know you, they are just like a little bit far. They are like, who is this guy? Who is this person? What he or she really wants? And in my case, being a mediator, it was important to make this to make people from the other, from one side to the other, to be like together, to make the connection. I mean, so it's what I already tried in when I was with the resident artist. Quinta da Fonte is also known by normally when you are, we can say it's strange for the neighborhood, people will be like looking to you, who is this guy, who is this girl, who is this person. So in my case, being someone that is um, living in the community and have been working with most of, I mean, all the generations from 2006 to now. So I know all the generations from 2006. So it's why it's a little bit more easier for me because I used to work most of them kids from 6, 7, 8 years, and now they are 20. Some of them maybe almost 30. So it's why I know them, and then as I grow up in the neighborhood, so everybody know me as a youth worker. I used to contact to have a lot of contact. I mean with the kids, with the youth people, and also adults. So it's why people know me, and I take a little bit part of this interaction with them to use it and make people feel free when they come as resident artists.
Okay, maybe also to go back to this point, why are you specifically working with Maizunu now? What do you think the project and artists coming to the neighborhood can give to Quinta da Fonte?
Okay, one of the, I mean, it's a lot of things. If I mean, if you stop and you think and you write the things that all those artists, all this project of Maizun can bring to the neighborhood, it's a lot. Okay, I will try to say some of them. The first thing is the possibility for the people that live in Apelação Quinta da Fonte being in contact with some different people from different cultures, from outside of the neighborhood, from out of the perspective of being talking with some different people. So they are learning and also they are teaching side by side. Okay, so this is really important for them. As I used to say, Quinta da Fonte is kind of open air prison. So it's really important for them to have different people coming there, essentially, and to make them talk with different people, having some different ideas, listening something different. It's really important for those youth people and adults also. This is one of the biggest advantage of this project. And the thing is, those artists that came to Quinta da Fonte bring the experiences, the way of working with people, and most of them they are really with a lot of background of working with the communities. Okay, so these were also really important because when they arrive, they don't just say, okay, we bring our experience, so we will just do. No, they listen, they be with the community, they listen to them, and from the perspective of the community making art or making the expression, so they work together. So these also were really important, and also the exchange part, the sharing part. So it was important. I remember when we were working a lot of times when we visit the mercery or the shop, the store from Ignacio, that they offer us some peanuts and some fruit from Africa because they are shops. Ignacio is a store one that used to have some African products, and they were like welcoming us. I mean, as you could feel it and live it. A lot of times in a lot of stores, and they offer us some things with the Senor Ricardo also, who is selling some vegetables and fruits. So it was. It's always good when some people come from outside the neighborhood. Essentially, when they bring something to work with the community. Okay, really important.
And what do you think, or you were talking just about the importance of just exchange and communication. That's maybe even one of the most important parts of the project, that people come and there's an exchange of ideas. And what do you think in the long term? What do you hope the projects will continue to bring to the community? Or is there maybe something you had in mind that over the next, I don't know, or in the next residencies that could even enhance this more or give even more to the community?
Okay, now at this moment, looking for what is happening now in the neighborhood. Regarding, I don't know if it is possible, but now last week, I mean, all the project about opening a gym. A gym is it's already set. We make the opening moment the last weekend. So now is the population is having a difficulty to put people there to be to make the management of the project, like opening hours, to be there someone, and so the community can have a schedule, so for them to train. Okay, yeah. I mean it will be maybe really nice if it's art still, but if someone or my Zoom have someone that can mix art with sport, it will be great, because this person could be like integrated in the schedule time, so the person can make something with the youth, with the adults also. It will be nice.
Yeah, I mean, we already had Danai and Fenya doing like dance movement, even parkour. So I think there are a lot of ways of engaging art with sports and movement in general.
Of course, yes.
Yeah. Would you also see yourself as someone who could participate in that, because you are a sports instructor now?
Okay. Yeah. Why I didn't first of all why I didn't mention Danai and Fenya? It's because I talked specifically about the gym, like someone who understands those parts. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they also understand about making some activities on the gym. I don't know, some exercise, some circuit trainings. I don't know. But anyway, they were also mixing art with sport, so it was good. In my case, a lot of people make me this question. I'm really direct with this answer that I have been giving to people when they ask me about working or being in the space. First of all, I make these last 2 years, I make a big investment. For me, it's big. Okay, investment to this project, to my life project. I mean, which is having this professional title or license for the fitness instructor, and now as finishing my internship, I start to work with the gym, and starting to work with them means I need to invest my time to make to have more clients there, because they are already giving me the opportunity to do this. So which is mean that I will not have time during the morning, and after the job on the gym I have another job which is working with kids, but in Lisbon, in Rato. Which is also 2 jobs that I have to, from one to another place, to move. So I really don't have the time. So it's why I'm kind of trying all the time to help them how to make the good management with my ideas, and trying to see who can help. This is one of my points. But of course, in few months maybe, when I have time, once a week I can make something with them.
Yeah. I mean, also it isn't your job. You are already giving so much to the community, and at some point maybe it is just about knowing what the community needs, and then people from the outside or other people who have the time can fill in that space. But I think that's also a part of the artistic projects, and everything is actually asking, okay, what do you need in the community? Like you also told the story of city officials coming in and painting all the walls when no one actually asked for that. You know, it's like someone comes and says, oh, we're doing something good for the community, but in reality, it's just to say we did something. So I guess maybe if there is a way to help with, for example, this gym project, then yeah, maybe we can all kind of see where the possibilities lie and who can be a part of this.
Yes, of course. And talking about the gym, it's maybe it's not only this part of making exercise, because there is another part also, which is maybe, for example, painting the walls inside, which something that make really the identification of the people that live there. Maybe, I mean, it's just a point, a topic that I just now said, but it can be work in different way. Okay, there is different way of working this topic of sport with art.
Perhaps this is already a final question. If you have anything more, let me know.
Go ahead.
But we are right now in the center of Lisbon, kind of. And you said you wanted to also change the way that people perceive Quinta da Fonte. So when you are in Lisbon, maybe what do you miss about Apelação? What are the things of Quinta da Fonte that you miss when you are in a different place?
Okay, when I'm in different place, the first thing is the community of Apelação. It's really in the real sense of the term community. If you are sick, or if they don't see you, or if something is happening, someone will knock the door. Someone will try to know what happened. But when I'm out of Lisbon, out of Apelação, sorry, I can feel that there is this lack of okay, we are neighbor, but maybe I don't even know your name. I even don't say hello. Okay, I can see it like a lot of times. This is one of the first point that I can see. And then people used to help each other a lot. Okay, we support each other a lot with the real. It's sincere. It's something coming from the bottom of our heart, and it's not something that I will help him or her because I know tomorrow that this person have to help me. No, it's not like that. It's I'm helping because the person need, and then tomorrow is tomorrow. Okay, this is one of the things that it's something really that when I'm out of Apelação I don't find it. I mean, living in Portugal.
I think that's also something a lot of the artists said, that they experienced it and they almost felt sad in a way to leave again, because even though they maybe weren't fully part of the community, they still felt like they were being welcomed. And in different parts of the world in general, there are many places where it's just a lot more unknown and you are just one person in the street, but you don't really know anyone. So thank you so much for doing the interview.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It was very, very nice.
If you have anything that you still want to share with us that is important for you, you can of course do it now. But otherwise, thank you.
Okay. Thank you. It's my, as I said in the starting moment, that it's my pleasure being here with you, sharing this moment of experiences about this project, which is Mais Um, Mais Um, a really nice and interesting project that I think that need to be more support, to be more big and big, because it's make a lot of changing for those people who live in these neighborhoods. So it's important to make this kind of project in the other neighborhood. There are a lot here in Portugal, and I think Mais Um need to have more power. So who can help Mais have to do it, because with a little bit maybe for them, it's a big thing for the others. Okay, so it's about that. and saying also thank you for those people who are seeing and listening. It was a nice moment, and thank you for you too for being with me to share this moment, and thank you, Maizuno.
Thanks.
Thank
Nice.
you.
Thank you so much.